Hello, my name is David Brochard. I work at Quantstack and I am one of the contributors to the ipyleaflet project together with Martin Renou, Sylvain Corlet, and a lot of other people. And everybody is welcome to contribute, and that's why we are having this JupyterCon sprint. So ipyleaflet is a library that is a bridge between Python and the leaflet JavaScript library, and it allows you to display and control maps from Python in the Jupyter notebook. So you have full access to the Python scientific stack. And for example, I can make use of GeoPandas and read a geodata frame, display a map, and show my data frames on the map. I can also make use of the Xarray Python library in order to read a netcdf file, which is now wrapped into a data array, and display it as a velocity layer on the map, which is pretty nice. There is also a heat map layer. So in this case, I'm just going to generate a bunch of random points. This example is pretty cool because it allows me to display precipitation data according to time. So I have a time slider here and I can move it. And you can see that the map updates accordingly. So of course, it is still an interactive map. So I can, for example, zoom in on the Amazon region and still use my slider to see more details on this region. I can also use this slider to get a mean precipitation over a period of time. So it takes a bit of time, but it computes the mean. We also use ipyleaflet in a new library called xarrayleaflet, which is a combination of xarray and ipyleaflet, and which allows you to plot big data by generating them on the fly with xarray and plotting them on a leaflet map. So that's an example. For example, here we are showing terrain data, digital elevation model data, and you can see that it's a tiled map. So each tile is computed individually, which allows you to process really big data. And you can see that as I zoom in, data refines. So it allows you also some nice interaction. For example, here I can display a selection tool. So let's say I'm interested in this area. I can select it and get it back as a data array in my notebook and just plot it, for example, with matplotlib in this case. So how does the code look like? Well, you have a Python side, which declares a bunch of classes. You have the layer class, icon class, marker class, and so on. And you also have a JavaScript side of the library. For example, let's go to the layers and open the marker JavaScript file. And this is the counterpart of the marker class in Python. And for example, it listens to some variable change on the Python side and updates them on the front end. And there is also this is also a bidirectional interactivity, so you can get the bounds of the map, for example, from Python or the zoom level or whatever events you can trigger on the front end. So the nice thing about Leaflet is that it has a bunch of plugins. So let's say I'm interested in this Leaflet hotline plugin, and I would like to make use of it from Python. There is a little demo here. And for example, I can change the width of the line, or I can change the color map and so on. And I could do that from Python. So I will make a wrapper on the Python side that will control some values in JavaScript. So this is pretty easy. That's something you could do on this sprint, for example. You can have a look at the ipyleaflet GitHub repository, and we have tagged some issues with the JupyterCon sprint tag. So any one of them are good issues to work on during the sprint. Or if you have your own ideas, they are very welcome as well. And we are looking forward to having you in the JupyterCon sprint for ipyleaflet. Thank you.